Hello Internet, I wanted to bring you something different today. I wanted to talk about something very dear to my heart, and that is tabletop gaming. I only got into it a few years ago, but I've always been interested since I was a teenager. And I'd like to talk about the first campaign I was ever in. Let's start with the basics. This was a homebrew game set in a fantasy world. The world had some sort of apocalypse happen to it, and now there are vestiges of humanity living in cities across the world. A worldwide guild was hired to go out into the wilds and collect magical items and fight monsters and all that. That's all I really remember. It was over 4 years ago, and I was only in the campaign for a few months, so the details are a little hazy. So yes, my character... Physically, I could only remember him as big and a young man. That's not really the important part I remember though. The important part of my character was his weaponry. See, he was proficient in two things: bows and shields. Now you may be asking, how does someone use a bow and a shield at the same time? And the answer is, go big. See, my character just didn't have any bow or shield. He had a long bow nearly as large as him, which remember he was a big man, over 6 feet tall. The shield was also not just like a buckler or a kite shield, oh no. What he used was a large tower shield, specifically built to dig into the ground and act as cover. All of his abilities were built around acting as a shield for those in melee, and picking at enemies in a distance. And I loved it! This is something you would never see in a regular class-based system like Dungeons & Dragons. I enjoyed playing something that wasn't just a glorified class, like everyone else in the group had done. Sadly, after a few months I wasn't able to keep playing it, and I heard from someone else who had been in it as well that the game ended not long after. But playing that sparked something in me. It sparked a love for classless systems that exist to this day. And it put me in a desire to play something unusual every time I play. Ever since, I've usually tried to do something different in tabletop games. I don't look for something that necessarily breaks the game, of course. I don't want it broken. But what I look for today in a game, and more importantly in a character, is the way to bend the normal conventions of the genre and change the way they're normally played. Otherwise, what's the point? Thank you for listening in on this. I'm glad I got the time to write this down and actually put in some quality work. I think that's something I want to do more of. I'm aiming to have another video like this out in a week or so. Having a channel with an actual reason to make videos than just making videos will hopefully make me feel better to take advantage of. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.